I'd like to welcome you to the House of Thrillers. I'm Scully, the author that reads to you. Today, we're going to be reading chapter 28, part 3. William didn't know what to make of T-Moon's coffee shop. It looked like an old boarding house of sorts. Certainly not what he had expected. Beforehand, he had imagined that the shop would be similar to those he'd visited in Amsterdam. But it wasn't. Nevertheless, the place had a certain charm to it, a coziness that the big city coffee shops lacked. While William looked on in amazement, he located several exotic throw rugs covering the ancient wooden floor. A withering chase lounge sat over in one corner under a sagging ficus tree, probably dying from all the damn smoke. William saw wooden statues of unknown origins, posters of rock stars hanging sporadically on the walls, a collage of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. He instantly identified artists like the Doors and Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. An autographed picture of Mick Jagger hung all by its lonesome on an adjoining wall. The man from the road that looked like a mad scientist negotiated with a couple at the weed bar, a conspicuous area decorated with plants and taller statues. William took a seat and noticed the exquisite-looking graffiti on the back wall. Cartoon characters like Daffy Duck and Space Ghost and Snoopy and George Jetson all were depicted smoking gigantic joints. Klaus led him into the coffee bar area through a set of Chinese walnut beads strung from an archway. "Wow," William said to himself, "I'm here, just like Jimmy." Inside, Aerosmith's Sweet Emotion played gently through a set of large speakers. Mano Clayson, a scholarly gangster, was still dealing with the couple at the bar. To Klaus he shot a raised eyebrow, which meant, "Don't come over until my business is finished." The rock star gangster knew that a serious deal was taking place, not to interfere. So he said to William, "Come, we wait until they have to finish the deal." William took a seat on one of the sofas and tried to pick up on the happenings at the bar. A first-hand soft drug deal involving thousands of guilders was taking place. "What language are they speaking?" William asked. "Franz," replied Klaus. "Kinda sounds like French or something." "Yeah, to French," Klaus said, pulling the word off the tip of his tongue. "Yeah, we have these people, well, they live down in South Louisiana. They kind of speak French a little, mixed with English. We call them Cajuns." Quietly, Klaus explained, "Much negotiations in French." "Gosh, Klaus, Mano looks like a really smart guy." "Very intelligent, yeah," the rockstar gangster said. "Mano is as clever as to come. He speaks many of the languages, and he has, how you say, self-taught?" "How old is Mano?" 39, but the smart as a person of 100. You should see his library. Perhaps, how you say, 10,000 books, perhaps more." "No kidding." "Yeah, and he has to memorize all the words from them." William shook his head dubiously. "Memorize them?" "Yeah, he has a gift, I think you say. It comes from something called the Asperger's." William said he didn't know what that was. "It is a form of, yes, how you say, to autism?" In his peripheral vision, Mano saw the young American looking around the shop, trying to make sense of the place. It was plain to see that the young one had never seen anything like this. A youthful, inexperienced boy this American appeared to be. He was big and burly, yet with a clumsy quality to him, like a farm boy. Mano suddenly wondered if T-Moon had used his better judgment. "I really need this favor," the old Don had said. Questioning nothing, Mano had said that he'd take care of it, not to worry about a thing. Take your wife away and deal with her problem. Things will be handled as always. He thought, reaching for the pliers instead of stripping lights. Mano saw that William wondered about the noise. Able to focus again, the scholarly gangster said to his clients, "I'm quite happy with our arrangement, madame. Perhaps we'll see you next week then." Oui, naturellement, the sophisticated woman said in her Parisian dialect. Mano Clayson escorted the woman and her chauffeur to the door, said goodbye, and delicately closed the door behind them. When he turned around, Klaus and the American were on their feet. "Yes," Mano intoned, switching to English, one of his more persuasive languages other than French. "It is such a rare occasion to see an American internation," he said to the boy. "You will draw oodles of attention." The scholarly gangster paused for a second and grumbled, "I foresee this as an unequivocal challenge. You will meet many people, and people in Ternosian like to talk." William was shocked at how well Mano spoke English. "What do you know about Holland?" "Not a whole lot, really," William said. "Mainly what Timo taught me." Mano reached under the bar and pulled out 2 blocks of Tabisla. "Have you smoked much hashish before?" "Not until I met Timo. We don't have that kind of stuff back home." Of course, said Mano. "We must start at the beginning. Hashish is derived from cannabis. The plant has been used to treat all sorts of illnesses: malaria, constipation, rheumatism, multiple sclerosis, nerve damage, back pain, anorexia, cancer, to name a few. The leaves and flower tops have been principal sources of medicines to 2/3 of the world's population for the last 5,000 years. Did you know that Alexander Dumas wrote The Count of Monte Cristo and the Three Musketeers under the influence of cannabis? Lewis Carroll as well, Alice in Wonderland, Through the Looking Glass. Even in your country, William, in the colonial and early republic, your ancestors were required by the government to harvest hemp. It was used industrially for many things: paper, sails, ropes for ships, clothing, textiles. It seems your country has gotten away from its roots." Damn, William thought. This guy sounds like a freaking encyclopedia. Mano continued his epistle. "American propaganda, the so-called war on drugs, it's a big joke. What would happen if the hunt for drug lords ended? I ask you, what would happen to your country, William?" William squinted. I don't know," he said. "Nothing. The fabric of your country may even grow stronger." Mano reached back to his pliers. Quick snaps, and then directed his words again. "Allow me to ask you a question. What country do you view as the most oppressive?" William gave it a few seconds of thought. "I guess maybe China. They're still communist." "Incorrect, William. It is your country, the wealthiest society in human history. But you have the highest level of imprisonment. American jails are home to 1/4 of all the people on Earth who are in prison. Yet your people make up only 5% of the world's population. How do you explain this? If it is not your government that is evil, then it would be your people. So which one, William? Is it your government or your people?" "Well, I never thought of it like that. Your politicians lock up men for small-time drug offenses, and your people continue to pay for their ridiculous incarcerations? Why, I ask you? Why allow the cartels to suck the lifeblood out of your system? Do you see these evil men growing grapes on your land? No, they cultivate the weed, and in the most unfriendly environmental way, I might add. Ask yourself, my friend, should not Philip Morris and Standard Paper have their hands in this? At any rate, William, it is a vicious cycle that continues, sponsored by the hands of your government." "Well, it is illegal, as folks could choose a different lifestyle," William protested. "My parents raised us real good. My brother and I never sold." William stopped, realizing that he had walked into a trap. Oh shit, You're getting ready to sell drugs now. Crap, Jimmy did too. Klaus Cracker chuckled. William, you have already learned much in the short time you have been here. Charging in, Mano said, we'll change topics now. Thank God, William thought. To William then, Klaus said, did Timon tell you that we are preparing for the Cannabis Cup? No, what's that? William asked. Yes, Mano interjected. Every November, many people in the world congregate to Amsterdam for the annual Cannabis Cup. Just like the World Series for your American baseball, except for the cannabis. Now that was crazy, William thought. It's this big competition, Klaus reiterated. You may find the best buds and the seeds in the world at Cannabis Cup. In his funny accent, the rock star gangster went on to explain how Timon and the boys always submitted entries. It is a way to set up the contracts, William. Time we supply to coffee shops in Amsterdam and Rotterdam if we win the cup. And, of course, the price rises, Mano said to William. To this, Mano added, at any rate, you must change your way of thinking if you'll have any chance of finding your brother. If you enjoyed the video tonight, don't forget to hit the like and leave a comment down below. Otherwise, I've got some writing tutorials up here. Click that playlist. Or over here, you can go back to the beginning of Dutch Coffee Shop. Full playlist. Or hit that little picture of me right there. Subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you on the other side.